The whole program code on input validation can be seen by the flow chart shown on the screen. If the input value is invalid, while loop will execute it and asking for another valid value from a user. There is a lot of application of input validation. For an example, on the given code, it can be used to validate within the range of value. In this case, the number of players entered by the user must be greater than the minimum value, lower than maximum value regulated by the organizer of the game. On the second example, since the number of the player to be entered by the user cannot be negative number, so a while loop can be used to make sure the value entered is greater or equal to 0. In loop program, counter is a variable that is incremented or decremented constantly each time the loop repeats. It also known as a loop control variable as it is used to control execution of the loop itself. Counter must be initialized before the loops. Let's look at this example. Variable num is used as a counter and loop control variable in line 11. Variable num is initialized with value 1, which is the value in min number. Then inside of this while loop, value inside of the variable num is increased by 1 as shown in line 16. In the output, it shows that the variable num is used as a counter. Its value is increased by 1 in every loops. Do-while loop is a contrast of the while loop in terms of which will be executed first in the routine. Do-while loop is a post-test loop, which means that the statement inside of the do-while loop block will be executed first, then only the expression is evaluated. Which means that for do-while loop, the statement inside of the block will be executed at least one time, even though the expression is false. The diagram shows the flow chart of the do-while loop. It shows that the program will execute the statement first before checking for the expression. Let's look at this example. As we can see that the expression will always be false, but this loop will be executed one time. Characters X will be printed out because do-while loop is a post-test loop. Program 5.7 shows another example of the do-while application to asking a user whether to calculate another average value from the set of the number or to terminate the program. User will be asked to enter the 3 value for the average calculation at least once before being asked to re-enter another set of value for the average calculation or not to continue. This is an example of the output of the program. First, after user enter 3 value and press enter, then user is being asked whether to calculate an average for another set of number. When a user enter y, the program will execute the do-while loop another times. Then if the user enter n, then the program will be ended. Just to recap, do-while loop always execute at least once. The execution of a do-while loop is continuous as long as the expression is true, and the execution will stop when the expression becomes false. Thank you for watching. We will continue in part 2.